protect the means and methods by which we get this kind of imagery, and I can understand that, but there's no reason at all why probably all of these videos, all of these records couldn't have been released before. And as you say, some of them are very dramatic. But still, I don't think what it's addressing is the bear in the room. The president, the White House, the administration, they need to address the singular primary allegation that there's been a cover-up at the highest levels in the Pentagon of a covert retrieval and reverse engineering program. And that's not being addressed by any of the...
You are correct, but I'm cutting you off because that is our next block. We're going to talk about what is it, what we can't be distracted from by what they have just given us. Lou, is it fair to say that while some of these things, as Ross is suggesting, using the word prosaically, that you can explain some of these things, but I don't think you can explain all of them. Certainly I can't.
Chris, actually, in fact, the vast majority cannot be explained, to be honest with you. And a lot of these videos are very similar.
And Lou, you see the videos, Lou, that we're showing right now while you're talking?
I can see them. I'm happy to talk to you. We're looking at
tell me what we're seeing and how weird it is what they're doing.
Yeah, these are videos that are very similar, eerily similar to the videos we had at the Pentagon when I was in ATIP in the Pentagon's UFO program. And you're seeing here objects that are demonstrating, in some cases, one of the 5 observables, which is instantaneous acceleration, hypersonic velocity, anti-gravity, and even perhaps transmedium travel. And I think a lot of these videos are fantastic, giving them out to the public, the American public, to look at and see for themselves. And this is, by the way, just the beginning, Chris. If I can just draw your attention for 1 second, one of the very first reports that came out on this second tranche, if you will, release of videos, was a report by the DNI itself where, you just saw it there, instantaneous acceleration, where a senior intelligence officer assigned to the DNI directly went out on a helicopter on a secret mission to try to uncover a UAP incident that had occurred over a sensitive military installation. And the individual himself witnessed these glowing orbs up to some point 10 feet away from the helicopter. It's unbelievable. I think it's fantastic that the administration is delivering on this promise. I think you have in this second tranche a treasure trove of data.
So, Avi, there are also some color videos, if we can put those up now, that are... You're playing right now? That's in color? All right, I'll take it. Maybe it's just my monitor. But, Avi, what is the significance of these that are newer and more modern technology and what they show? What does that confirm and what does it raise as a new question?
Well, obviously, right now, we have sensors that are far better than we had 50 years ago. And...
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I would like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Blessings and safety to the Lord's elect. All right. And this devil, man, he's in trouble. And he knows it. All right. These elites, man, they know exactly what these vehicles are, man. They're not unidentified flying objects. These are the heavenly vehicles of war written in the scriptures, man. All right. Now, like I said, these elites, they know what these vehicles are. Now, these guys that were on the news, those Edomites, on the news, I don't know if they actually know. All right, because I do know that Esau controlled the narrative. He controls, what is put out to the people. Okay. But hey, the prophets, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down, we have been telling you that these vehicles are the heavenly vehicles of war, man. They're not UFOs, man. Okay, these flying objects are not controlled by little monsters with big heads, okay? They are controlled by men, angels, so-called black men, all right, with beards, okay? Now, this is a scene from the movie Independence Day, all right, which they came up with this movie out of the scriptures, man. You know, this is how Esau prophesies. On the left-hand side, he does it through his movies, all right? And you people, you sit back and watch them as if, you know, these movies are just for entertainment. No, Esau is telling you what is going to take place in the future, all right? And this devil Trump, you know, he added the Space Force to America's military, all right? And he knows that there is going to be a war, all right? And matter of fact, let's get that. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought his angels and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Okay. So, hey man, this is going into the near future. Okay. Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to come back and they're going to fight against Esau and his angels. All right. Right along with the other nations. Okay. And Esau have these military, air shows, man. And those aircrafts are called Blue Angels. All right. The blue represents the color of his eyes. Okay. And they're called Blue Angels for those who have, you know, attended one. And I believe he have them every year, man. All right. And it says, and prevail not, because these devils are not going to get the victory. They're not going to prevail over Yahweh Shai and the angels. All right. Now, you know, through his movies, through, you know, pseudoscience, you know, he, you know, welcome to Earth, bitch, all that madness, man. No, man, that's not going to happen. Okay. You know, Esau is literally, you know, planning a attack against Yahweh Shai and the angels, man. Matter of fact, let me get Revelations 1 since I'm in this chapter. Because Yahweh Shai is coming back on a fathership, but the angels are going to be with him. This Revelations 1:7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds. Now, it says that he is talking about Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. It says that he's coming with clouds. Now, let's see what those clouds are, man. This is Psalms chapter 104, verse 3. It says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. All right. So those clouds are going into those chariots, man. Those heavily vehicles of war, man. The ones that Esau was just displaying on the news, on national TV. Those are the clouds, man. All right. So this is Revelations 1:7. And it reads, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. So those clouds are plural. He's coming with clouds, man. He's coming with the angels, man. You know, the angels. All right. And matter of fact, let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 3. And it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven, And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So those that man that waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, that's talking about Yahweh Shah, man, and the holy angels. Okay. And it says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was a great multitude. There was gathered together a multitude of men. Okay, and that's going into the world nations armies. Okay, because you're gonna have, you know, Moab. You're gonna have all these different other nations. They're gonna combine with America. All right, they're gonna combine manpower to go after Yahweh Shah and angels. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right. And that sea is going into, you know, the clouds, man, the air. You know, that's a sea as well. All right. You know, so, but it says, but I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That great mountain is going into a chariot, man, a fathership. Okay. It says, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. And this is going into how big that fathership was, man. He couldn't see the beginning of it or the end of it. All right. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. Yeah, Esau's scared right now, man. Okay, but he's, you know, full of pride. And also, too, man, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah still of his instructions. You know, the scriptures say that man's goings are of the Lord. So the Lord is going to seal those instructions to actually put up a fight or try to fight Yahweh Shah and the angels, man. Which that's a, you know, a lose-lose situation. Okay. But, that was pretty much it, man. You know, they ass gonna get destroyed, man. All right, bottom line, all right. And hey, man, this is our way, you know, out of this place, man. You know, as the scriptures say, man, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north, and everywhere else he have, you know, driven them. Roughly paraphrasing, man. This is our way out, man. You know, so-called UFOs, man. That so-called fathership, man. That not so-called fathership, but that fathership, man. All right, that one that they displayed on NASA that was damn bigger than the Earth. Okay. But I got a quick precept to close with. This Isaiah chapter 31, verse 5. Isaiah chapter 31, verse 5. And it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending, also he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. As birds flying, man. That's going into those so-called UFOs, man. You know, how they fly in formation. Okay? So, hey, man, this thing is getting close, man. Yahweh Shah is on his way back, man, to bring deliverance and destruction at the same damn time. All right, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to end giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakach Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.